Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about a very important subject, and that subject is the difference between good debt and bad debt. Many of us get into debt. We apply for loans, we apply for overdraft facilities, we apply for all sorts of funding only to find that it may or may not have been the right or the wrong decision. Please like our channel, subscribe, and be a part of our community. Now, I'm going to, in very simple terms, try and distinguish what is good debt and what is bad debt. Here's a typical example. If I need to buy a property, I've been paying rent somewhere, and I've been paying maybe 6,000 Rand, or let's just go a bit higher. Luxurious houses will cost you maybe 15,000 Rand in rent per month. And I've been paying that on a monthly basis. And it's been maybe, let's just say, over 10 months. Let's take a figure. If your rent has been 15,000 Rand, that means over 10 months, you've spent 150,000 Rand in rent. Same applies if your rent has been, let's say, 6,000 Rand a month, you've spent 60,000 Rand over 12 months. So over a year, you're looking at 72,000 Rands that you spent in rent. When you're paying it monthly, it doesn't seem that high. But when you extrapolate it to an annual figure, you realize just how much you have paid someone else's bond. What do I mean by that? Chances are the property that you're renting, whether it's an apartment or a standalone house, is owned by a specific person who may still be paying their own bond towards that. Now, typically, a bond, when I say bond, I'm talking about the mortgage bond that you take out for a house, will take 25, sometimes 30 years, sometimes even more, to pay off. So whoever owns that house that you're renting may still actually be paying it off. He may or she may not fully own that house. Therefore, whatever they are paying the bank as a monthly repayment, being the capital amount and the interest amount, is being cushioned by the rent that you are paying. So you are in essence paying someone else's bond. If you were to take out your own mortgage bond from the bank, that is what we call good debt, because you are now going towards owning the property. You are on your way to owning the property. You are paying the bank a mortgage, and you're paying monthly both the capital amount plus the interest amount, and at the end of that 25 or 30 years you will own the property. Now, it is possible after you've taken out a mortgage bond to go to the bank and say to them, listen, I've come into some money, or I'm earning a decent amount, can I pay this bond off sooner? And it's also possible to remortgage that bond if you're in a tight spot and take more money out against the bond. So there's several things you can do. But the thing I wanted to bring to your attention is the fact that if you decide to take out a mortgage bond, that is what we call good debt, because it's a durable asset, it's a property, it's a non-current asset that you're buying. It's something that will remain in your family for generations. It's a home, whether you're operating a business from there, or whether you're buying a family home, or whether you're buying a holiday home for Airbnb, for business purposes, investment purposes, perhaps, it's still good debt, because the assumption is you can afford the repayments, but at the same time, it's something that will be yours. Now, what is bad debt? Bad debt, for instance, if I just walk past Woolworths and I like, say, for instance, the tea set, or worse still, I need a cake, I need some snacks, and I just go there and I say, well, I've got a Woolworths card. You know, I'm not paying cash. I can buy on credit and pay after a month or after 2 months. That is bad credit, because you are buying food that you're going to consume, or you're buying sometimes even clothing accounts can be bad credit. I see people who go into debt with big retail shops, and they don't realize that what they're paying for long term, when you look at the interest rate, you're actually paying so much more for an outfit that you could have just bought cash when and as you could afford it. So, interest in essence, what are we saying? We're saying interest added onto the capital amount that you're borrowing, whether directly from the bank or from a shop or from any other institution. The interest renders that item to be suddenly unaffordable. So it can be double, it can be 3 times the amount, 4 times the amount, and in the end, you're paying so much more for an item that you could have just paid cash. Now, bad debt means that you are indebted to an institution and you're paying through your nose high interest rate for something that you shouldn't have taken on credit in the first place. Something you could have bought cash, something that will not last, something that you may not have even needed. You just wanted it, and you've put yourself in an unnecessary compromising position. Join me as I talk about good and bad debt and many other things on our channel.